So you've gone live with your new website, it looks great, but your rankings have dropped. The problem is that most business owners don't realise that a web designer is one profession and an SEO expert is another. And you need to bring these two together if you want to maintain your rankings in Google when you go live with a new website. So in today's video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through some of the key actions that you need to take if you want to improve your rankings and get back that traffic that you've lost after going live with your new website. So one of the most common problems is going to be that you used to have a page on your old site that's no longer on your new site. And this is a really common issue because what happens is when the developer rebuilds your site, they didn't see a certain page, but Google did used to see that page as a highly valuable page and it used to send a lot of traffic through to it. So it's a super common issue. And what you'll find is that if you rebuild this page, you can often recover a lot of that traffic again. So the way to find these pages is if you go into Ahrefs, put your domain in and look at the top pages report and then compare a date prior to going live with your new website with the current date and then look at any pages that have lost a significant amount of traffic. It's usually going to be those pages. You can also do this in Google Search Console as well, but I find Ahrefs a little bit better for it. So if you can find that page, your best bet is going to be to rebuild that page exactly as it was before. Copy over all the data exactly the same, your title tag, your metadata, all your content, your structure of your page, everything, bring it over exactly as it was and make sure that it's at the exact same URL as it was at prior to the site being rebuilt. Now another scenario is that sometimes the developer will rebuild the page, but they'll build it at a different place. And if that's the case, then what you need to do is you need to get the old URL and 301 direct it to the new URL. That's if the new page is indexed. If the new page isn't indexed yet, then you're better off changing the URL for the new page to match the old one. Another common problem that people have is that they will change from www. To the non-www. Version of their domain. And again, if this has happened already and the new site has been indexed and you're getting some traffic, you're probably best off to just set up a 301 redirect from the www to the non-www. But if the site hasn't been indexed yet, then you're better off matching what it was prior to going live with the new site. Another big one is going to be that your page structure and your metadata hasn't been moved over. Again, this isn't really the sort of job that a web designer will do. It's more of an SEO job. And so it's so common that what happens is that the new site goes live, the page looks very similar, but it no longer follows the same heading structure. So Google struggles to understand what the page is about. Maybe it didn't bring over the same title tag as it had before, which was an optimized title tag that had a good click-through rate and had some good keywords in there. These types of things are so common that they really do affect a lot of different websites. So what you want to do is go into the Wayback Machine. If you don't have a backup of the old version of your website, go into the Wayback Machine, put your URL in, have a look at the old data on there, have a look at the old structure of your page, and make sure that that matches what you're now doing on the new version of your page. The other thing that's incredibly common is that a Noindex tag has been left on the website after the developer has built it. So what happens is that when somebody's building a website, they'll put a Noindex tag on it to stop Google from indexing that alongside the old version of your website that was live at the time. And then when they've gone live with a new website, they've forgotten to take off the Noindex tag. It's a super common problem, but it's a really easy one to solve. So just check in your code. If you do Control-U to have a look at the source code, just have a look if there's a Noindex tag in there. The other thing to check as well along a similar line is your canonical tags, because what often happens is a developer will build one page, they might set a canonical, and if you don't know what a canonical is, I've got other videos about that you can check out, or you can just ask below and I'll tell you. But they'll put a canonical tag on a page and they'll build that out, and then they will duplicate that page to make another page and not update the canonical tag. So you want to make sure that when you check the canonical tag for your page, that it's actually the correct canonical tag that you intended to be there and it's not pointing at a totally different irrelevant page. Because if that's the case, Google will not index the page that you have set the wrong canonical on. Those are definitely the main things you want to check, but you also want to check everything. I would highly advise that you run a Screaming Frog audit, run an Ahrefs audit, have a look through Search Console, have a look through everything, because the more data you get, the more likely you are to recover those rankings and get your business back to where it was. Some of the key things that you'll want to look into, as an addition to what we just went through, are old sitemaps still being on the server. We've had this problem a few times with different websites. Problems with your Robots.txt blocking access to certain paths, again, something that's come up a few times over the years. Another big one is your page load times and your server issues. These are going to slow your website down, and Google doesn't like you to have a slow website. So these things are going to make a big difference to your traffic if you take them seriously. But you want to know what will make a bigger difference? Subscribing to this channel, hitting thumbs up, because then I'll keep doing videos, okay? So subscribe, hit thumbs up, leave a comment. I'll see you in the next one.